Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The rematch is upon us. Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs, Monday Night Football. I will be streaming that game. Make sure you tap in with me. I was looking at the film. I'm looking at what the Kansas City Chiefs do on the offensive side of the ball and what they do on the defensive side of the ball. Plays like this are the type of plays that can kill the Philadelphia Eagles. Sean Desai did say it was an emphasis on bunch formations, but this is next level bunch formation. You see Kelsey in a blocking posture. He's going to release. Once he releases off that edge rusher, you got to be intelligent. Now, most likely this is Brandon Graham here, but look what he has to diagnose. Who has the ball? What do I do? What do I do? Patrick Mahomes makes the right play. This is what Patrick Mahomes does. This is what Andy Reid does. This is the Kansas City Chiefs. This is this offense that our defense has to go out there and prepare for coming off a bye, seeing how do we stop these guys. Now, it's going to be a tall order if you ask me going an Arrowhead and your defense playing at an elite level and stopping these guys. We got this kind of bend don't break thing, but Patrick Mahomes is a master in the way that this offense is playing this year and attacking behind the linebackers. The linebackers for the Philadelphia Eagles cannot cover. You know what I mean? They can't cover with a quilt. It is what it is. We're not going to sugarcoat it. And Patrick Mahomes is going to have success in the middle of the field. But what are you going to do about this when you get to the red zone? Are you going to be able to force field goals? Are you going to be able to make sure you're not out coached? You know what I mean? Because coaches got to win this game, if you ask me. Again, you see the wide receiver will get behind the linebackers here. Patrick Mahomes can make every throw in the universe, throws a dot. I don't think that this went for a touchdown, but at the end of the day, you see what they're trying to do and you see what they're capable of doing. Patrick Mahomes, pressure can't rattle Patrick Mahomes. It's just you just got to play your game. You got to kind of look across from Patrick Mahomes and say, well, I'm not going against Patrick Mahomes. I'm out here playing football, trying to have fun. This is the biggest game of the season for the Philadelphia Eagles. And we got to tighten up on the defensive side of the ball. These guys can do a multitude of things to put points on the board. We know that. But, we know what Patrick Mahomes and this offense can do. But I think the real pressure and the real test for the Philadelphia Eagles is on the defensive side of the ball. This is the first drive of the game for the Chiefs, I believe, or the first 15 scripted plays. But then when you flip over to the defensive side of the ball for the Chiefs, you understand that, they rally to the ball like nobody. Nobody rallies to the ball better than the Kansas City Chiefs this year from what I've been watching. And it was just wildly on display when you talk about, going against one of the fastest defenses in the league in terms of what I'm talking about is the Miami Dolphins here. They're just really, really disciplined on this side of the ball. You see right here how this linebacker diagnoses if it's going to be a run, then he gets back to gang tackle with the rest of the gang. The Kansas City Chiefs defense is wildly underrated. Now we look at the competition of opponents who they played. This don't apply to guys who win championships, in my opinion. We could talk about the Chiefs ain't played nobody. The Chiefs win Super Bowls, man. So nobody, a lot of people are nobodies to the Kansas City Chiefs. But these clips that I'm seeing and what I'm seeing from this is showing me that the edges are closed for business. If you want to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to do it with power football. All of this trickery that the Miami Dolphins tried to do, getting their star players involved, the Chiefs were there for that. You know what I mean? The Chiefs knew what was coming. The Chiefs had their A game on. The defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs put an emphasis on rallying to the ball, getting Tyreek Hill down. And I think that same emphasis will be on, making sure A.J. Brown isn't the one that kills you. You know what I mean? But stopping plays early, not letting guys get yards after the catch. And this one is just crazy right here, man. This stunt off of the right side, dropping the left guy in coverage in a cornerback blitz. Jordan Mailata not having a good year, man. We're gonna call a spade a spade. They might target Jordan Mailata. I can very well see this happening. This will be the side of the field that Jordan Mailata protects. And I can see these guys throwing all of these type of stunts, all this trickery to the left side of the offensive line and throwing Jordan Mailata off his square and putting Jalen Hurts in jeopardy. You know what I mean? Andy Reid coming off a bye is a different animal, a different beast, but there is success that can be had against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just not on the edges. If you want to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, again, you have to not be pretty about it. It has to be an ugly, straight at you game. I look forward to seeing some Penny, I look forward to seeing a lot of things, but you see the Miami Dolphins continuously trying to get to the edge. Luckily, we're not that kind of football team. I like the way Swift can run in between the tackles. But all of this trickery and trying to challenge the eye discipline, this one kind of worked out in the Miami Dolphins favor to an extent. But the majority of the success the Miami Dolphins had against the Kansas City Chiefs was where the Miami Dolphins were intentional in what they were trying to do. The trickery don't work on disciplined football teams. The Philadelphia Eagles were extremely disciplined when we played the Miami Dolphins. We got to be disciplined again going against the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football. Look at what happens when they get right, when they try to be intentional. You know what I mean? You get the same result almost. Now, this is not a negative play, but this play could have been worse. I really like, how the Kansas City Chiefs don't blitz a lot. I like how the Kansas City Chiefs are disciplined. I think that they might have some of the best linebacker play in the league. Nobody's just talking about it because we expect greatness out of the Kansas City Chiefs 9 times out of 10. But man, coaches got to win the game, man. You got to win the game. If your scheme isn't working, you can't be stubborn to the scheme. You got to be able to adjust mid-game for matchups like this. Everybody will be watching. The country will be watching. Monday Night Football. Look at this pass right here. They're very intentional in what they're doing right here. Very straight at you. We're gonna run a play. Tyreek Hill going to cross the middle of the football field. As soon as he crosses the face of a defender, I'm going to let it rip. This is kind of how you got to play. You got to be intentional in what you're doing. The trickery doesn't work because this is a really, really disciplined football team. And then I believe on the very next play, they get back to the trickery and it almost gets them nowhere. Look, all the motion. Look, nobody's looking at what Tyreek Hill's doing. Everybody is, staying focused. Everybody is staying on assignment. Tyreek Hill did all that extra running and moving around for absolutely no reason. The Kansas City Chiefs can't be fooled. You know what I mean? This is a championship caliber program. Very well coached football team. They know exactly what they're trying to do. They know exactly who they are. Their offense might have taken a step back by statistical standards, but at the end of the day, if you want success against these guys, you have to go straight at them. That's better than a negative play. They went straight at them. You got to chip away. You got to grind for it. The tricks are not going to work here. You got to be physical Philadelphia Eagles if you want to take these guys out. I believe the Philadelphia Eagles are going to handle business, man. But if we're going to handle business, we got to play our brand of football. Our brand of football is the Achilles heels for teams like this. Look at this. Very intentional in what he's trying to do. 3-step drop on the outside shoulder of Waddle. There's no magic to that. That's just regular football. That's football 101. You know what I mean? That's football. That's pitch and catch. Intentional. We can do that. We just can't do all the tricks. You know what I mean? We not with the tricks. I got the Eagles winning this game 28-26. Go Birds.